Hare Krishna. Welcome all for our Saturday Satsang program. So this is the next half. So for about 30 minutes or so, we'll discuss some key points about the topic of always remembering Krishna. So from whatever the essence of some Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam verses are there, we'll try to discuss it for like 30 minutes. I will show a small presentation at like after 15 minutes. It's a nice bhajan written by one of our acharyas, Bhaktivinoda Thakura. I forgot my laptop, it's coming, it's on the way. So until that I'll yes. So until that I'll speak some brief points in Bhagavad Gita. So we'll do some like just 3-4 mantras we'll sing and then we'll go into the class. So the agenda after this, what happens is like until 7:45 or so we'll have discussion, and around 7:50, like we'll have prasadam that is served, and then 8:15 is the last arati that we do for about like 10-15 minutes. Then the altar will be open and we can take darshan of the Lord. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Brajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Brajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakhan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, Hare Krishna. So, I started working in San Diego from September 2021. So from then, I've been associated with this temple in a lot of services. So as a part of many services, I had this opportunity to take part in, discussing some of the series of some scriptural education that we did through Saturday Satsang program. So from last 2 years, we did like in a series of Bhagavad Gita, full Bhagavad Gita we have discussed, and we also got opportunity to discuss entire Upanishad, and in between I have discussed some aspects of Srimad Bhagavatam as well, in terms of discussing Bhishma Stuti or some of the pastimes of the Acharyas we have discussed and so on. So in that line, today's class I will just briefly give the teachings of what are all the scriptures speak about. And also one of the songs of one of our Acharyas is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. If you see the founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, he is Guru's Guru. You can think like that. So he is the Param Guru of spiritual master of Srila A.C. Bhaktivinoda Srila Prabhupada. So I'll briefly tell about what an amazing personality Bhaktivinoda Thakur is. So before that, if we study the scriptures like Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and so on, there are some themes which repeats, and first we will be given as in the an axiomatic truths in Upanishads, and then this will be explained in more detail, more elaborated in Bhagavad Gita, and in more mellower way in the lives and activities of many of the Mahajanas or the demonic personalities. We see what is the good and bad. What if you do good, what if you do bad, how Lord will reciprocate accordingly. These all we study in Srimad Bhagavatam. So one of the things that we should remember, or we should always bring back to our senses, is that human form of life is very, very rare. It's extremely rare. I know that there are a lot of people around us which bother us, and we really don't, that aspect won't sink in. But the whole scriptural education, if we see, especially from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, clearly Krishna tells that whatever the hankerings, desires and the thoughts that we are having when we are embodied in this state, so the corresponding next body and next lives are being arranged for us. So basically, based on the activities. If I are doing good, we get like good result. If I are doing bad, we will be punished by the material laws. So like that, there is a loop of like punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare sayanam. Like that Shankara writes, Iha samsare bahudustare krupaya pare pahi murare bhaja govindam govindam bhaja mudamate, like that it says. That is, so our like whole aspect of the material life is that, so there are some dangling carrots that Maya puts. So we keep running and chasing after these dangling carrots. Like there might be wealth or there might be some temporary things that we run after. So we should always be associated with some aspect of scriptural education in terms of these classes or Bhagavatam classes or Harikatha through any of the practicing devotees. Like there are more senior monks in the temple, so that our alignment will not be like we won't be misaligned in our life. We have our duties, we have our responsibilities. That's why I chose this song for satsang, because Bhaktivinoda Thakur has like 10 children, but he is called as the 7th Goswami. He is one of the most revered Vaishnavas. Actually, if it's not for Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we wouldn't have all of this. Chaitanya Charitamrita is not there, Mayapur Dham is not there. So majority of the Vaishnava tradition was revived by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So it's like these pure devotees are the strategic positions of Krishna at different points in time, so that the knowledge keeps on passing to us. No matter where we are, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there will be a verse which says that so people who will be running off to different countries and all, so the Harinam will chase by the mercy of one Senapati Bhakta, Mahaprabhu predicts. So this is in 550 years ago Mahaprabhu predicts, and that Senapati Bhakta is Srila Prabhupada. Though we are coming in the West and so on, we see so many people have turned their lives, transformed their lives into like the Vedic life because of the teachings that Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam teaches. So one of the main aspects that Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam teaches is that do not waste human form of life. So there are these concepts of Shreyas and Preyas that is said in the scriptures. Shreyas is short-term happinesses or so-called happiness, and Preyas is long-term happiness. So we might be hearing about the terms of Deva and Asura in the Puranas and so on. So the word Asura means demonic people. So Asura means Asuramante iti Asuraha. That means they want immediate happiness. So we see that in the life of Ravana. So Ravana is also like that. He cannot withhold whatever he wants to do. So he will do abominable activities. There is this pastime once, this is before abduction of Sita, when Ravana is in the court, there will be one. So in Ramayana you see some different types of living beings like Vidyacharas and Charanas, these all. That means these are the people who keeps going in the air, like from here to there and so on. That is the description Ramayana. So from one of the Vidyadharas or the Charana, he hears about the glories of a garden in Indra's court. So it's so beautiful, it has this parijata flowers, it's so, like he will be hearing about the glories of some distant garden. So immediately, without consulting any of the ministers, Ravana gets up. This is after he got the boon from the Brahma and all. So he takes off to the Indra Puri, whatever his village is. That is the Amaravati. So that is where Indra will be. And then he goes and he asks Indra that I want to see this garden. He's heard so many glories about it. Then Indra grants him permission. And then he goes there and he completely destroys the garden and comes back. So that is the characterization of Ravana is. So he is not happy with others' happinesses, and all these demonic qualities is resplendent in this, Hiranyakashipu or Ravana and so on. And so the whatever the pastimes are, like whatever the stories of these demonic people, why the scriptures give us, is to introspect within ourselves that as we are traversing through life, there are Mahajanas who are facing the same situations that we are facing. How are they reacting? And how are the Asuras reacting? Like for example, Hiranyakashipu asking for a boon of winning over the death. Hiranyakashipu. So he tries to, like, Brahma says that he cannot give like immortality. So he goes around like asking, I should not be killed with a weapon, nor like I should not be inside, nor outside, not in the morning, not in the night, like that. He gives so many conditions. So basically he tries to outsmart, the divine plan by giving so many conditions that it's impossible to do that. Then we saw how Lord is all intelligent, completely, breaks his plans by coming as Narsimhadev. He doesn't use a weapon because he uses his nails. Tava karakamala vare nakam. Nakam means fingernails. So basically the nail is neither living nor dead because it grows but it doesn't have any soul or something like that. So it's not like a living thing, but it's not a dead thing as well. So he'll be killing Hiranyakasipu in the twilight. It's not morning nor in the evening. It's not in the night. So he's neither a human nor a animal, like that. So he tries to outsmart the divine plan, but the divine plan always outsmarts these asuras. So point and point again. So this Shreyas and Preyas concept is visited. There is one story that I heard from one of the in the camps in India. One of the Vaishnavas have said this. So there is once one person who is trekking on some mountain, and then it's like a very far mountain like Yosemite or something like that, but it's not that height. So then when he was going on this hiking on the mountain, he trips and falls into a valley, and there he comes across some tribal people. They are completely cut out from the present day society and so on. So they bring this person. It's actually at the end of the year. It's like January 1st or something. So they bring this person who falls into that valley, like garlands him, decorates him well, and they do some kind of rituals around it. So this guy asks one of the persons, and he will ask, what is going on, why am I being decorated, and so on. So this person will tell that, so we have a tradition that we have our god, they'll show a tree bark where they are praying and so on. So every year, at the end of the year, there will be a person who falls into this valley. So we decorate him, we treat him as the king, like a god, almost like a god, for about an year, and then we kill him. Like we take him to an isolated island nearby, and we leave him there. So that many people dies, and then the next day another guy will fall. Every year this keeps on repeating. So this is our ritual, he says. So this guy understands what's his position in an year. So intelligently what he does is he instructs all these people of that that community to transport slowly all the accessories to eat, or some materials to live, and some construction he will do on that island, so that while he was there for 1 year here, he will construct something on that island, so that after 1 year when they take him and lives on the island, he has all the necessary material that is there for him to continue prosperously afterwards. So basically this story tells that this person, having the knowledge of what happens to him after 1 year, was able to effectively utilize that 1 year in order to escape from great adversity. In the similar way, Shastras are treated as mother. So that's why Veda Mata they say. The reason why Shastras are considered as mother is, a baby, if it wants to know about father, so the way it goes is like the baby asks the mother. So mother simply can point out who the father is. So the reason why I told this example is, there are 3 pramans where an evidence can be trusted. One is Sabda Praman, one is Anuman Praman, and one is Pratyaksha Praman. So Pratyaksha Praman is by direct evidence. That is, if the baby goes and asks every man in the city, oh, are you my father, are you my father, are you my father, it's called Pratyaksha Praman. That means you only believe what you are directly pursuing through your senses. And there is Anuman Praman, that is by guesswork. In the current day world, Anuman Praman is more like hypothesis based scientific analysis. So that is actually hypothesis based. We have a hypothesis, we do some research, we conclude whether that hypothesis is true or not. So in spirituality, if you are going to these things which the knowledge is beyond the level of senses, then it's dangerous. by doing this guesswork, speculative way of what the spiritual world is. So that is here like doing the DNA test of like some people to identify whether he's my father or not. But Shabda Praman is something where you directly believe the words of the Tattvadarsis, the truth seers. So where they have gone beyond the level of sense perception and they are actually giving that knowledge through what is given in the Vedas and so on. Like for example, Vedas are such kind where it was revealed directly from the like Supreme Personality of Godhead itself. In Bhagavatam also we know it. And so that is like, so Sabda Pramana is like you go and ask mother. Mother will directly point towards who father is. So this is the direct Sabda Pramana they say. So that's why Vedas are considered as mother, because they point out to who our Supreme Father is. That is who God is. So this is one story which will tell us that even for us also we are on the borrowed time. We are on a limited time. So for anyone who is taking this body, so death is imminent. There is no escape from it. So in one of the episodes of Mahabharata, there is Yaksha Prasnas. So Yudhishthir will be asked by an Yaksha, a ogre. But that Yaksha will know it as Yamadharmaraj himself. So he asks a series of questions and like Yudhishthir will be answering those questions. It's a very nice section. So in that one of these question is the Yaksha will ask what is the most mysterious thing in life. So then Yudhishthir will tell ahani ahani bhutani gachanti hayamalayam seshasthavaram icchanti kimascharya matah param. Like that Yudhishthir tells. This is in Mahabharata. So he tells ahani ahani bhutani. Like daily we see so many living beings. Like even the animals around us. They keep going to gachanti yamalayam. We see that they are leaving the body and going to the next destination. But seshasthavaram icchanti. But one who is seeing all those will still think that I still have time in this world. And Seshasthavaram, he makes plans to make this as his permanent place. Kim Ascharya Matah Param, he says, how mysterious is this thing, like that he says. So that is what scriptural education says is we are like that guy who fell in the valley by being entrapped in a body. So when we are in this body, we need to take the inscription, take the words from the Shastras and utilize whatever the time that is there in doing the Vihita Karma, that like the things that we are supposed to do, so that when we are leaving the body, then we will go to that island like where it is already he has made the arrangements. Like that our destination will be good. That is what the destination is. So Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita that one who performs the acts of devotional service and always thinks of him. And this is what the Krishna consciousness is. Whatever we are doing as an offering to the Lord. We are doing for the pleasure of the Lord. And when we are doing things in such a way to please Lord Hari, then we'll go to his abode, and where that permanent spiritual bliss is what is guaranteed by the Lord himself. So that is one thing. So in the process of going through this to that next destination, sometimes we fall trapped to the temporary, the shreyas things, which is like we get distracted with whatever the so-called duties that are there. So there is another story. I think I told this in previous satsang class. This is called as the story of Mahamurkha. So once one sage comes to a kingdom where sometimes like they come to the kingdom, they advise the king and other subjects, and then they go back to the forest and do their own duties and so on. So like that, this sage once comes into the kingdom, and then when he tries to approach the king, so the king will be so busy. So he takes he sees the Swami there, he'll just offer and he'll go on his own way. He's so busy, surrounded by his queens, his prince, like who is going to take over the throne and so on, and the ministers, like that. There are like Chaturanga Balas, they say, right? Like all the procession and also he's so busy in that. So the sage will think, okay, I'll come and talk to him and advise him later. He'll think he's not in a position to listen or like any good words that is there. So he'll go back. So then he'll call one of the ministers. One of the ministers comes to the sage and he says he's currently busy. You can come later. Then he tells, see, ask your king to do one favor to me. he is supporting our ashram and also well. I ask him one favor, and he'll give one staff, a small staff, a danda kind of thing, to him, and he says, go and find the most stupid person in that kingdom, and give this staff to him, and ask him, like give him a position in his court, like a permanent government job, and then like every morning he will take that staff, go into the kingdom, and then again at the night he'll come back and see you in the morning, and after the everyday morning they have this court session, right? Like that again he'll go like that, like find the most stupid person, murkha, most stupid person you can find. So then this guy will go, the minister goes and tells the king that the sage has said this. So the king finds this interesting and he employs some guards. So the guards go and take a tour around the kingdom. And then they find one guy who will be sitting on a branch of a tree and starts cutting the tree on which side he is sitting. So then these associates will think, okay, this guy must be the most stupid person on the planet. So they'll bring him. And then the king will understand that this guy is the most stupid person. A staff will be given to them. He's saying that now you are the Mahamurkha of that's a post they give. So every day morning he sees the king, like other ministers, he'll also have a position, and then he will take that staff and goes into the kingdom. So after like some years passed, then there will be some disease that the king gets, and then he'll be bedridden. So all his queens, all his king, prince, all the like other subjects, everyone comes and talks to the king. They understand that no matter what treatment is there, this guy is going to leave the body and go. So then, after all the people that is there, this Mahamurkha is standing there. So then this king will call the Mahamurkha, and then the Murkha will come, and then he will tell, see, you are also part of my kingly family. You are there these many years in my courtyard. So what do you want? You ask something like he'll ask the king. So the Murkha will ask, oh my dear king, where, you are saying that you are going somewhere. Where are you going to? He'll ask. Oh, that's a place far, far away, like he says. Then this Murkha will tell, oh, can you take your queens with you so they can give a nice companionship, they'll say. He says, no, the place I am going, I can't take my queens with me. He'll tell, okay, why don't you take some of the prince with you so that they can give some power, some support to you. No, I can't take anyone with me. Not even ministers, not even my guards. Then he'll tell, okay, you went and conquered so many kingdoms during your tenure. Why don't you take some of the wealth with you, he'll say. He says, no, I can't even take a single penny with me to the destination that I'm going. Like that he'll be shouting, Arey Murkha, I can't even take a single penny. What are you saying that take the bhandagar with me? Like that he'll say. Then he'll tell, ask like this so many questions, and we know like what these questions are. And then the king says, no, I can't take this. Whatever the pursuits that the king had done throughout his life. So he's saying, no, I can't do. Then this Mahamurkha will take this staff and puts in the hand of the king. Then the king gets enraged. What are you doing? He says, you are the biggest fool on the more than me, because you lived for so many years and you know you are going to this destination where you cannot take your queens, your prince, your wealth, whatever the titles, whatever the horses or whatever the army that you accrued. So you know that this thing is coming, but you spent your entire life in this. So you are the biggest fool, is what this Mahamurkha says. Then the king will understand that this guy is not a fool. So then he asks, who are you? You have like opened up my eyes. Yes, you are. What you said is true. I have wasted my life. So please tell who are you. So the sage who came like few years ago, he is my guru. He told me that this point will come in your life. Then you will hear all the spiritual education more seriously. So he appointed me here so that I can tell you at the right time, like that he says. Then this king will inquire, what can I do in these last days? Then he will tell about Ante Narayana Smriti. That is the instruction of the Vedas, the Puranas. So Bhagavatam says Ante Narayana Smriti. So at the end, like when we are chanting the names of Lord Hari, so that our mind is fixated on him, then our life will be perfected. So because there is an intervention of this great personality, the king transformed whatever the rest of the life he has and so on. So in the similar way, this song also comes in. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I'll give you very, this is a small song. I'll give a very brief introduction who Bhaktivinoda Thakur is. So this is the time when it's 1800s, right? Check Bhaktivinoda Thakur here, like when he was there. So he's a magistrate when like the British India was there. So like I happened to see like some few years ago, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is like a magistrate appointed by the British government. But that time still this like freedom movement and all has not very seriously started. So the British government revered him so much because he is so perfect in discharging his duties, and so like they were so impressed with Bhaktivinoda Thakur that there is a railway track they put from his home directly to the court. So every day he takes that train and then comes and gives the like judgment on the cases and again go back and does all the devotional services. But not only just he is just a government employee like a magistrate, but he also is an exemplary grihastha, a great Vaishnava who has written numerous songs. Like he has there is a, if you go, you can go on internet and check what is Bhaktivinoda Thakur's schedule. So it's one of the most inspirational thing you will see. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur sleeps every night from 9 to 12 I think, or like 8 to 11 or something like that at night, and then he wakes up and then he writes songs for like 3-4 hours and then takes a small breakfast and then chants for like 4 hours and then goes to court and then comes back and do the family duties and so on. So many amazing songs that he wrote. This is one of that song. I'll tell you, it's a very like within 5-6 minutes we'll conclude. Bhuliya tomare samsare asiya peye nana vidha vyatha tomara charane asiya chiyami bolibo dukhera katha. So what he says is, Bhuliya tomare samsare asiya, like that he says, that is, oh Lord, Bhuliya tomare samsare asiya, by falling into this material pool, I have forgotten, oh my Lord, and tomara charane asiya chiyami, by aspiring to fall at your lotus feet, to reach to your lotus feet, bolibo dukkhera kada, I am telling my sad story, that how I wasted my life to you. Like that he says. Of course, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is the greatest Vaishnava. So the reason why he said this is called as Dainya Sthiti. Out of the steps of Saranagati, the first step you should take is Dainya. Dainya is the state where you start the steps of Saranagati. One like if you feel that, like if you genuinely understand the like low position that you are in and like how you are trapped in the material world, then the Lord will send the other help, like in terms of pure devotees or the knowledge, and we go back. So this is the Dainya Sthiti. So they say in a very sorrow phase like that. Janani jathare chilama jakhona visama bandhana pase ek bara prabhu dekha diya more एक बार प्रभु देखा दिया मोरे वांछिले ये दीना दासे वांछिले ये दीना दासे. So he says Janani Jathare in Bhagavatam. So there is this section. Every soul, when it's in the stage of fetus, then it remembers all that it has done and it understands that next life is beginning because it trapped in the mother's womb. So then he prays for the God. Oh, again I have fallen into the thing. So in Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd canto, there is a whole like section where from when sperm fuses with the ovum, how the stages of like the egg grows into a baby, and in that stages when the body is being formed, how the entrapped that soul will actually pray for the Lord. Some of the stages the Lord will appear also there, and then you take darshan, but as soon as you come out in this world, then you forget. So that is the thing, because why we forget is matta smritir gnanam apavanancha, Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita. The forgetfulness Krishna gives because we remember the death of the previous life, which is the most painful thing one can experience. So this is like that. Janani Jathare, in the womb of mother, Chilama Jakona, in the dark, festers of that, the womb. Bisama Bandhana Pase. I was tied with this bandhana. Ekabara Prabhu Dekadiya More Vanchilaya Dinadase. So while still in that unbearable fetters of my mother's womb, I saw you before me, you revealed yourself, but briefly, and then abandoned this poor servant of yours. So there will be a series of prayers that this soul does. So there are 4 miseries that every being goes through. One is Janma, Murutyu, Jara, Vyadhi. So these are the 4 doshas that one body, if we are taking, we have to go through this. So Janma is one of it. That is birth, death, disease and old age. So why we know that disease is painful, death is painful, and like old age is painful, we know that. But how birth is painful is because for 9 months we will be like, there is a whole description. Next time so I can give this like small video to someone, they can show like by the whole like the entrapment of like in the womb, so dark place, skin getting burnt by the gastric juice of mother's womb. These all actually is a very painful experience for the soul, and it also remembers the like its previous lives as well. So in that 9 months it is said that the soul actually prays to the Lord like that. So this song is saying about that aspect. And then Takona Bhavinu Janama Paya Koribo Janatava Janama Hoyilo Podi Maya Jale Na Hoyilo Gnana Lava Na Hoyilo Gnana Lava. So he says, Thakuna Bhavinu, Janama Paya. Now what happened? At that moment, I swore to worship you after taking birth. But birth came, and with it the network of worldly illusion which robbed me of all good sense. That's what he says. So Thakuna Bhavinu, Janama Paya, Koribo Bhajanatava. I promise that as soon as I take birth, Krishna, I'll start your bhajan and perfect this life. But Janama Hoilo, Podi Maya Jale. I fell in this Maya. Na hoilo gnana lava. I forgot that direction, which all the good sense, what I was supposed to do. Then he says his stage. Adare rachele, swajane rakhole, hasiya katanu kala. Janaka janani sehete Bhuliya, samsara lagilo phalo. Samsara lagilo bhalo. He says, Adare chele, Swajanera kola. Then what happened? Like as the fondled son in the lap of the relatives, I passed my time smiling and laughing. My parents' affection helped me to forget the pangs of birth, and I thought the world was very nice. So he's going to the next stages. Since that time, I'll go fast. Kramedina dina balaka hoiya kelinu balaka saha arakichu dine gnanavu pajilo patha podi aharaha patha podi aharaha. Like that it goes. That is Kramedina dina. Now that days have passed, balaka hoya. I have grown up to a boy, and then I started playing with the other boys. Shortly, my powers of understanding emerged. I read and studied my lessons incessantly. How we prepared for IIT, JEE and all the entrance exam. Like 2-3 years we do not like take off from the lunch or a break or anything. So that is the stage that Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. So Vidyara Gaurave Brahmi Dese Dese Dhanavu Parjana Kori Swajana Palana Kori Ekamane Bhulinu Tomare Hari Bhulinu Tomare Hari. That's what he says. That is, for getting Vidyara and Gaurave, then I went country after country, Brahme Dese Dese, Dhana Uparjana Kori, for earning more and more money. So Swajana Palana, to take care of my own kin, Kori Ekamane, that's only the whole purpose of my life. And in this whole, the business of like taking care of my own people, Bhulinu Tomare Hari, I forgot you Hari, like that Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings. Oh Hari, I forgot you, like that. So Bardhakya Ekona, now all that life I have followed these like temporary things and not having that permanent goal in like in my sight, then I wasted my life. So he's saying, Bardhakya Khona, I have become alone in this old age. Bhaktivinoda, this Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Kandiya Katara Ati. So he's crying, weeps. I'm weeping so like with whole, like very hard, like that. So, Nabhajiya Tore, Dina Brita Gelo, Ekhona ki habe gati, like that he says. That is, I didn't do your bhajan throughout my life and wasted my entire life. And Dina Brita Gelo, like this, wasted my life in all these temporary things. Ekhona ki habe gati, what will happen to me, oh my dear Lord, is this prayer. So, this is called the Dainya Sthiti. Actually, Sankara tells in Bhajagovindam only that Balastava Krida Saktaha. This is the same thing. So when you are in the stage of the boy, so you are completely engaged in playing. Then Tarunastava Taruni Saktaha. When you are getting of the age, then we run after opposite sex. Then Vriddhastava Chinta Saktaha. That is when you are coming to the old age, we will be like, repenting, like going back, feeling bad, regrets and all these. You are completely in your head. That's what. Parame Brahmani Kopina Saktaha Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam Govindam Bhaja Mudamade. So people in the like young age, they'll waste their time in playing, but in your young age you fall like after the opposite sex, and in your old age you spend a lot of time thinking about past and so on. So Parame Brahmani Kopina Saktaha. No one takes time to think of that Parabrahman, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then he says Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Modamade. So like worship Lord Hari, like that he says. So this song is actually in that. It's called Bhuliya Tomare. I went through very fast. It's a nice bhajan, like you can hear this. So in conclusion, what I'm saying is that, so what scriptures tell us is, there are engagements to us which we have to do as a part of grihasthas and so on. That's what this satsang is about. But we don't need to be completely lost in that. We can give like just 7 minutes per day to Krishna. That is by chanting his holy names. So by like the way we chant is, we have this mala, and to chant one round of Mahamantra, it takes 7.5 minutes. So every day morning after you take bath, before going to work or something, you can just spend 7.5 minutes, so that we don't repent at the end saying, oh, the whole life has been wasted, like that. So that slowly, then we can, by chanting the names of the Lord, we can purify any contaminations that is there in this entrapped body, and purify our consciousness and go back to the Godhead, which is the ultimate destination. So that's all. Thank you so much. If anyone has any comments or questions, you can come to me. Now prasadam will be served outside.
No, it's raining outside.
Okay, so
Let's put up the barricade here.
yes.
Here and
Okay, we'll serve prasadam here, and at 8:15 we'll have a last arati. Thank you all. So please take your time. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. So take your time. So Bhagavad Gita, there are so many amazing books. You can start with Bhagavad Gita. This is an amazing study that was given. Actually, there is commentary by like Srila Prabhupada also. So like you can have like with your families and all, just one sloka per day you can read. And also it gives so many, like at each stage of life, every sloka appears in a different way. The revelation will be different. So take time in understanding what our scripture is. Many of us know that there is a book called Bhagavad Gita, but we don't know what is there in it. So it really helps many of these slokas and so on. So we can actually transform our life with these things. So take advantage of whatever the books that we have. That's all. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.